All right, everybody, good to see you. I hope you've been doing well. Greetings from over here. It's been quite some time, but nothing they happened. We full ground. We just had to take some time off after YouTube banned us. And I had promised that I was gonna be on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Um, the people on Facebook, I told them that I was gonna be on Facebook, and I don't think it would be really justified if I don't go. Okay, you know what? Don't worry. I didn't plan this very well. Next time I'm gonna make sure that I stream live on Facebook. You guys know that we're always here on YouTube doing our thing. But I promise next time I'm gonna stream, I will stream from Facebook also. I will do YouTube and Facebook at the same time so that people on Facebook will not feel cheated. Okay? That is a promise that I am promising you. So, how have you guys been doing? I hope everything has been okay. Today, as you guys know, I know now, they don't bring us new army, chief of army staff. We don't get new chief of army staff. CAOS, as they call them, that long word, chief of army staff. I need you guys to do me a favor and share this video. A lot of people don't know that we are back on the air. So, and they don't know that we changed our time. So please do me a favor. If you just pause and you share this video, I would really appreciate it. Like, just click on the share button and share it on a Facebook, share it on a WhatsApp group where you belong, share it anywhere if you really care about us, because we're getting back into the system again after we've been away for some time. So we really need people to come back and listen to waiting we got to talk. Because for us, as far as we are concerned, now Soja go, Soja come, barracks still remain. Nothing changed. In fact, if there's anything, we should be worried more about the new chief of army staff that we have. I said, Chidi, what do you mean? Today you will hear now, we go open for you the chief of army staff. And for those of you who you still have doubt, and a lot of you are going to hate what I'm going to say today, a lot of you who are my very close friends, because when we tell you that there's a Fulanization agenda in Nigeria, you say, Chidi, why? Don't be tribalistic. We have friends who are Fulani people. I have friends who are Fulani people too. But when it ends up that the people who are championing, the people that are causing the major crisis that we have in this country are located primarily within a certain group of people, then we have reason to be worried about. And this is part of a master plan, as we are going to tell you today. We are not trying to say that maybe or no. If you did not believe before, like I know a lot of you who did not believe before, but now you believe, you're welcome back. We've been waiting for you now. You don't know, we wait for you since. Now that you've come back, we are here to receive you and to give you chair immediately so that you could join where so many people did since. Somebody has carefully, that person painstakingly went ahead to analyze. They went ahead to analyze the situation in the country now. Do you understand? This agenda that we are telling you about, somebody has taken their time to analyze it, and I am going to borrow from this person's analysis. That is what today in our teaching we will do. You need to, as somebody that I know very well will always say, go and get your pen and paper. And I give you the chance to, counter what I'm going to say. I mean, you have every right. You have every right to counter everything that I'm going to say today, so that it's going to be a lengthy one. But that is what I have realized will be the best thing to use to analyze the situation that we have found ourselves in. That is what describes the situation that we find ourselves in. But before I do that, I'm going to go online and I'm going to go online to try to bring to us the profile of this man who has become our new chief of army staff. You guys know my friend, Itai Kide. He was trying to scold me, uh, like I would, let me just use the word scold, for he said I was rejoicing that there was a plane accident. He thought that was very mean of me. But I was trying to tell him that, hey, you don't understand what these guys are doing. It pisses one off, and so you don't kind of, you need to forgive us when you see us, you know, sounding like we uh, are happy. We're not rejoicing, although the Bible says that when a wicked man perishes, we should rejoice. And I talked about that in another video, so I'm not going to waste time on it. But what I really want you to do, the reason why I'm just wasting time and doing all this preamble, because I want you to please, it's important to me. I don't just want to run through this. I'm in a situation, I'm in a place where we are getting back to things. So I need you to help me spread our videos. On a very serious note, I want you to help us spread our videos, help us invite those people that you know that they need to hear this, but they don't know that we are back. That's why we keep pleading with you to share our videos. That's all you can do for me today. Share our video, share our video, share our video. That way, people will get to know that we are back. Okay. Before we go into the main gist of today, I want to I want you to know that we have a new chief of army staff. We have a new chief of army staff, and his name is um, Farouk Yahaya. Farouk Yahaya. That is the name of our new chief of army staff. Okay, I will show you the man self so that you too no go come dey miss out. Make you know, say we don't get a new chief of army staff. And today, like I promised, we're going to analyze the man. Let us see whether we should be happy. Let's see whether there's any cause for us to be happy or there is cause for us to be unhappy. You know, this kind of thing. Something will happen, you go dey happy, and another time something will happen, you go dey sad. In this one, we go analyze whether we're supposed to dey happy or we're supposed to dey sad. First and foremost, make I bring the man forward so that una go see am. Dey like if we dey do something, we dey show you. So make I go here, go bring the man, make we dey see the person when all of us dey talk about. And no, this is not the time. Oh, this is not the time for anybody to be calling me, guys. We will talk later. It's not even a time we're going to be doing, calling on the phone, because what we're going to talk today is very, very, very important. It's very, very important. So please, I'm pleading with you, just bear with me. We will do all that phone calling much later. This is the man that we're talking about. This is our new chief of army staff, Major General Yahaya, DSS, PSC, they can put something inside, NDC, Chile, CM, FCM, BE, Hans, MAD. That one, I mean, I'm mad. I mean, NIAD. I don't know. I know. I don't feel read this one very well. MIAD. Okay, it says MIAD. No be. It can't sound like when they say somebody they mad. You see that part? MIAD. But uh, okay, DSS PSC plus NDC. Then comes the Chile CM FCM BA Hans MIAD. Okay. This now the new chief of army staff that we have right now. Okay. Now let us analyze this guy. Who is he? What should we know about him? Okay, so let me run to Premium Times where I'm going to bring you a little bit about him or the history of just a quick profile of this man. Let's look at it from Premium Premium Times. Okay, so Premium Times says that Farouk Yahaya he replaces Ibrahim Atahiru, who died on May 21st in a military plane crash in Kaduna while on official assignment. So let's see the new chief of army staff, Yahaya, a major general, was born, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Mr. Yahaya, who is a member of the regular course of the prestigious Nigerian Defense Academy, started his cadet training on September 27, 1985, and he was commissioned into the Nigerian Army Infantry on September 1990. Okay, oh, where could they go? No problem so far. Then Mr. Yahaya has held several appointments, including staff instructional and command. Okay, notable among the appointments held by the new COAS are Garrison Commander Headquarters Guards Brigade, directing staff at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, of course, Deputy Director, Army Headquarters Department of Military Secretary, and then Deputy Director, Army Research and Development, and the Chief of Staff, Headquarters Joint Task Force Operations, Operation Pulo Shield. Okay, now this is where it begins to get interesting. He also served as the Principal General Staff Officer to the Honorable Minister of Defense. Honorable Minister of Defense, the Commander Headquarters for Brigade and 29 Task Force Brigade Operation Zaman Lafia. Okay, now until his appointment as the Chief of Army Staff, Mr. Yahaya was the Theater Commander Operation Hardin Kai, responsible for counter-terrorism, counter-insurgency operations in northeast Nigeria. This is where I am particularly interested. Did you hear what I just told you now? This part that I read now, I'm going to read it again, and you can join me in reading that part. You see this part? You see this part here? Maybe you see my cursor. That is the part that I am very, very interested in. He said that until his appointment as the COS, Mr. Yahaya was the Theater Commander Operation Hardin Kai, responsible for counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations in northeast Nigeria. Northeast Nigeria. This is where Boko Haram, ISIS, Fulani herdsmen have been operating massively, abducting, burning villages, doing all kinds of things. This is his last assignment. This person who is now our Chief of Army Staff. Did you see his last assignment? Okay. Okay. Oh. Meanwhile, he is the proud holder of several honors and awards, some of which include Forces Service Star, Meritorious Star, blah, 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 all of those ones. But you can see that the person we are talking about, the last post he held he was the one. He was the theater commander of operations, responsible for counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations in northeast Nigeria. This is the person that they look everywhere and they felt he is the most competent person to be our Chief of Army Staff. When we talk about how meritocracy is pushed under the table, and mediocrity is the one that comes to the surface. A lot of you still don't believe us. You still don't accept what we're saying. It is still sounding strange to you. Well, relax. There is so much that we are going to discover. And like I told you, I need you to go ahead and share this video. You just have to help us. We are pleading, we are begging for you to share the video, because a lot of people don't know that we are back, but we are back for real. Tomorrow also, before we go any further, I want you to know that make sure that you do not miss our program for tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be having an interview with the president of AVID. AVID is the Association for Veterans, American veterans who are of Igbo descent. They have looked at the situation in our country right now, and they think, no, it is a time for them to speak up. So please join us by 7 p.m. Nigeria Biafra time. We'll be here to have an interview with the president of American veterans, that is those in the American armed forces, both the ones that are serving and the ones that are retired. They all belong, who are of Igbo descent. They have a very, very strong message they want to send, especially to governors in eastern Nigeria, about the state of insecurity in that place. You don't want to miss it. I don't want you to miss it. So please make sure that you tune to our program tomorrow. Today I told you guys I'm going to talk about, of course, somebody will ask, the new chief of army staff. Is he an Igbo man? You tell me. You think he's an Igbo man? No. You think he's an Hausa man? No. You complete the rest where you think he's from. And so when we tell you that there is a Fulanization agenda, I'm not talking about religion here. I'm not talking about just a tribe, but there is a group of people who incidentally are from the Fulani extraction, who are bent on colonizing everyone inside that geographical location called Nigeria. Both people from the Biafran region, both people from the Ududuwa region, people from the Kwarara, who are the Middle Belt people, or people of the Hausa region. All of those people, there are a set of people. We are not mincing words. We're not trying to be politically correct when we tell you that there is a Fulani agenda. And I must apologize to my friends who are Fulani people. This is not targeted at you. I wish I could find another word to use. But if there are Igbo people who are planning, when there was a coup and there were some Igbo people in the coup, majority of them were Igbo people. They said, oh, it was an Igbo coup. Remember that time? That's what it was. And so, majority of the people who are planning this, incidentally, come from the Fulani race. And if you're a Fulani person and you're my friend, and you see that this evil act is being perpetrated by people of your tribe and is bringing a bad name to you, the most you can do is to speak up. Don't be afraid to speak up, because evil is evil, good is good, bad is bad. Bad people are wherever you find them. There are Yoruba bad people, there are Igbo bad people, and whenever they misbehave, we will call them out. Now, I'm going to take an extract from what gentleman wrote. His name is, I'll tell you his name. Incidentally, it's not even an Igbo man, I think. I think it's even a Yoruba man that wrote this, but it's Francis Ojo. The name of this guy is Francis Ojo. But the way he analyzed the situation right now in our country, it made it very, very interesting. That's the best article that I could come up with to describe the state of our nation. And you know what he titled it? He titled it Fulani Emasculation Now Complete. Fulani Emasculation Now Complete. And he said, doubting Thomases, now you people, nto. You know the meaning? Go and ask Igbo people. When they say nto, now me say nto. I don't know the English translation. The English translation for nto. Nto means like nto, that's the English. I don't know. If anybody knows the English translation, please help me write it in the chat room. What's the English translation for nto? I don't know, but please go and do it. Meanwhile, let me pause and thank everybody out there in the chat room. I see all of you. Thank you so much for believing in us and for sticking with us. Now let's go. This guy says that the strategy is foolproof, yet every object invites its own risk. The master strategist, and I'm going to do this. Let me read this from a bigger place so that I don't make any mistakes. Now it says the strategy is foolproof, yet every project invites its own risk. The master strategist is a master risk evaluator, but these people are not. These people who are strategizing, they are not. It is clear that those who conceived this project of Fulani emasculation designed its key elements and planned its implementation. Somehow, they failed to design risk management into the mix. You failed to design risk management. This is my evaluation of the project design and plans to hand over Nigeria to Fulani nations of Africa. So when we are talking about this Fulanization, some of us are too short-sighted. You're looking at the Fulani that are inside Nigeria, but you forget that a governor has come on live television to tell you that the Fulani man, you wondering and thinking that the Fulani man is this small one that you see in Nigeria, that you're wasting your time. That the Fulani man is all over Africa. And so that the Fulani man from Niger Republic can come into Nigeria and you would think I'm making this up. I'm not making this up. Say the Fulani man anywhere in the world can regard Nigeria as his or her home. That there are Fulani men who are down in anywhere, any part of the country. They speak Yoruba, they speak Ijaw, they speak any language, and they come in and out of Nigeria. It wasn't me that said it. So the people who planned this thing, and don't tell me it's not every Fulani people, but it is Fulani people that planned it, and we will show you very soon. When they planned it, they did not plan risk management into it. And what their plan is to hand over Nigeria to Fulani nations of Africa to dominate a people, seize their wealth, and enslave them, take full control of political power, get all arms under control, deny everyone else access to any form of weapons. They will take control of major income organs. Did you see that? Watch this thing and tell me if it has not happened. Number one, to dominate a people, to seize their wealth. Now, tell me if they have not dominated us by being in our farms everywhere, through Fulani headsmen. People cannot even go to farm anymore. Isn't that domination? Come to your place, take over your land, not pay for rent, and chase you out of your land. If that's not domination, you tell me what it is. Now, seize your wealth. Seize your wealth. Who are the people controlling the real economy of Nigeria? Who are the people controlling the oil? Who has the most oil wells in Nigeria? Who are the ones eating out of the oil of this land? You tell me who they are. No, you tell me, where is the oil coming from, but who is the one enjoying it? Answer that question. And then you enslave these people. You become the master. They become your servant. You see, that was the plan. Now, after that, you take full control of political power. Who has taken full control of political power now? You tell me. No, you tell me. After you take full control of political power, of course, it is the Fulani people who are taking full control of political power. And don't get me wrong, this is not to incite hatred against any tribe, but you must speak the truth. The truth is just the truth. If Muhammad Buhari was not a Fulani man, then you say, oh, Chidi, maybe you're lying. But if anybody, it could have been an Igbo man. After all, Jonathan was there and he was not an house of Fulani man. So there's nothing wrong with a Fulani man being the president, don't get me wrong. But let us see if there is a design to take over political control. You see, political power, it is not when you are the president that you have taken over the political power. No, it takes more than being the president. So let us see if there is a clear plan to take over political power. So, and you'll see that much later. But the plan is to take over political power, get all arms under control. All arms under your control. Remember when they had to tell all vigilante groups to surrender their arms? Did they tell Fulani headsmen to surrender their arms? Fulani headsmen, that is when we started seeing them with AK-47. They'll be walking along the road with their cows, with their cattle. Nobody ever asked them to drop their AK-47. But they went, and this is an automatic rifle. But you went to the villages, you went to our vigilante groups, and you disarmed all of them. Is it beginning to make sense to you? Now, deny everybody else access to any form of weapons. Take control of major income organs. Major income organs. Every route through which people are making money, you take control of it. You control everywhere. You say you make somebody the richest man in Nigeria. No, the richest man in Africa. And by coincidence, this person is a Fulani man. And this person controls sugar, flour, cement, everything. And you think there is no agenda. You must be very, very naive. Okay, now, after you have done that, finally, you move in surreptitiously and you take over physical space. This is what has been going on since 2015. You keep doing it virtually, doing it. Some of you kept on arguing, kept on saying we were not saying the truth, blah, 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 until finally you started seeing boots on the ground. You started seeing physical overtake of your space. And yet, in 2021, some people are still arguing about a Fulani agenda. Let's take phase one. Fulani take over all three organs of government. That's how it was planned. Today, all three arms of government, the executive, legislative, and judicial, have been appropriated by Fulani nation. President, Fulani man. Chief of Staff, Fulani man. Senate President, Fulani man. Chief Justice of the Federation, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. It has always been said that he who controls political power controls everything in the Republic. That is what the Fulani have done. Phase 2. The Fulani takes over all arms-bearing organs of security. All the arms of security who are bearing arms, who have legitimate authority to bear arms, they take it over. But don't say I told you. Let's read. Now, next they move to put all arms under Fulani control. Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, Inspector General of Police, Director General of Department of State Security DSS, National Security Advisor NSA, Minister of Defense, Commander of NSDC, Chairman of NDLEA, all intelligence services, military and civilian. Come on now. And you still don't believe there's an agenda? No problem. Director of NIA, Director of Military Intelligence, Director of Naval Intelligence, Director Air Force Intelligence, all the intelligence gathering apparatus is under Fulani control. Immigration, prisons, and so on. These are the organs who are licensed to bear arms. And just like Aristotle observed centuries ago, those who have command of the arms in the country are masters of the state and have it in their power to make what revolutions they please. Is it making sense to you? Those who have political power. And now you are hearing those who have command of the arms in the country. Phase 2. Okay. Now let's go to phase 3. Phase 3. Nigerians, except Fulani headsmen, are ordered to surrender their arms. Have you forgotten when that law was put in place? They say everybody, because when people started resorting to help, to self-help, to protect their farms, to protect their people, we started arming the vigilante groups with licensed rifles, double barrels. We started giving them double barrels. Suddenly, the federal government said, no, we must disarm them. But they never said disarm Fulani headsmen. In fact, they gave millions of naira to Mayeti Allah to do what? Oh, just use it anyhow you like. And you think we are fools. Still not fully comfortable with the capacity of other Nigerians to offer resistance, in February 2018, Nigerian police force, which feigned the pretended ignorance of the AK-47 bearing Fulani terrorists and would not challenge them, they suddenly bounced through police announced through police spokesman Jimo Moshood plans by the Inspector General of Police to order surrender of both licensed, licensed and unlicensed guns from the citizens of Nigeria within 21 days. This was targeted at vigilante groups, as if I knew it, neighborhood watches, and people who obtained licensed guns. You see, what are you thinking? What I'm thinking? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you hearing what I'm hearing? The resistance, the small resistance that people had, you made sure that you disarmed them. And you did this knowing that people were being terrorized by Fulani headsmen. I mean, are people even thinking? Think now, you will see that what I am talking makes sense. You went first of all. You knew that Fulani, when we started screaming that, Fulani headsmen, they now have AK-47. Oh, instead of you facing the Fulani headsmen that we saw with AK-47, you give an order immediately that they should disarm people who have licenses and who don't have license, including hunters. You forgot that some hunters have licensed rifles, but you disarmed all of them. You never met. Those days, I remember now, 2018, they didn't even allow us to say Fulani headsmen. Some of you who are just listening right now, you were attacking us, you were opposing us. You said they are, what do you say, hoodlums, or you said there was a name. You said the bandits. You just give them all kinds of names. You never agreed that these were Fulani headsmen until they started catching them and they started confessing. They even did videos that said, oh, our brother is in power, so we'll do whatever we like. Anyway, they said they should disarm people who obtained a license for personal protection. They disarm everybody. Evidently, the Fulani headsmen were exempted from this order as they were not hiding, openly and brazenly carried AK-47 weapons in full view of the police, unchallenged. Again, that philosopher Aristotle saw this before our time, and he says both oligarch and tyrant mistrust the people, and therefore they deprive them of their arms. Both oligarchs and tyrants, they mistrust their people. They don't trust their people. When you are a tyrant, When you are a tyrant, you know that the people, the day they get angry, they are going to turn against you. So you begin to disarm them. I deprive them of their arms. Now, in phase 4, what happens? They take over all funds and you deprive others of access to money. That's what you're doing under phase 4. Let us see whether it is true. The 4 highest revenue earners of government were put in the hands of Fulani Muslims from the north. NNPC, and don't come here and be preaching to me about tribalism or not. These are facts. These are facts. Go and check it. You're trying to tell me that in the whole of the country, only people from the Fulani extraction are good enough to control this. You have already controlled our economy. You've already controlled our security. Now you come down to money. And you say, and we say that the 4 highest revenue earners of government were put in the hands of Fulani Muslims from the north. NNPC accounts for 76% of federal revenue. 76% of federal revenue, 40% of overall gross domestic product, and 98% of export earnings is put under Mele Kairi. Mele Kairi is a Fulani man from Borno State. Is the one sitting on this. Federal Inland Revenue Service, which generated at a time 5.3 trillion naira, is under Babatunde Fowler, a Yoruba man, was taken and handed over to Mohammed Naami in 2019, also a Muslim from the north. Government was patient enough for Fowler to introduce the template and blueprint of the successful Lagos tax initiative. I didn't even know they've taken it away from him. In addition, Fowler brought all the taxpayer register, their key information, their business secrets, and customers to the federal umbrella. You thought you were doing, you thought, I don't know what you were thinking, Fowler. He was thinking perhaps he will be there forever. No, but it was removed. The Nigerian Post Authority, whose revenue in 2017 was about 1 trillion naira and one of the highest 4, is domesticated under a young lady, Hadiza Bala Usman, also a Muslim Fulani. The Nigeria Customs Service, they yielded a revenue of 1.5 trillion naira and was also given to retired Colonel Hamid Ali, a Muslim Fulani. But that is not all. The big spenders are also Fulani controlled. Defense, finance, education, justice, Federal Capital Territory, agriculture, police affairs, aviation, communication, power, water resources, and humanitarian affairs. Now, following key federal agencies too, the following key federal agencies, and there's so many of them: EFCC, ICPC, NFIU, NNPC, PTDF, DPR, PPRA, PEF, NP, Nigerian Post Authority, NIMASA, NDIC, SEC, NICOM, Federal Mortgage Bank, Federal Housing Authority, NHIS, all of them. Go and check who is in charge. And there's so many of them: NEMA, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, NTA, NYSC, all of them. Even the Sovereign Wealth Fund, who is in charge. And you sit here and you're arguing with this agenda. You see, when people just, we see small things that are happening, you allow, where were you? I'm wondering, how could we sit down and watch this kind of thing happen? How could we have sat down and we watched this kind of thing happen? And do you understand? They have gone very, very far, very far. And we're busy saying we're doing National Constitution Conference. They just bring out one thing to distract you and you fall for it. How could you fall for that? Phase 5, you never finish. So, physical occupation. you actually bring the people on ground. Do you remember when there was a flooding of Okada riders from the north? You remember that time? You remember when we were doing it was when people were under lockdown, people were supposed to be under lockdown. Do you remember the trailers that they used to carry them? Was it not Dangote trailer? Was that by accident? And you tell me that Dangote business is not commonwealth of a certain group of people. Please wake up, I beg. No. Importance of foreign Fulani, importation of foreign Fulani into southern and middle belt regions started rather surreptitiously. Everybody, the governor of Kano State, so many governors have come out to tell you, say the thing don't catch them well. They confess that even El Rufai, governor of Kaduna State, that these people are not from Nigeria. And when they say that, I'm shocked. These people are not from Nigeria. How did they cross our borders? To the point where El Rufai had to go and give them money. You see that? Now, thousands of Fulani youth, scrawny looking, scantily clothed, invaded most state capitals of the South and Middle Belt, starting from Lagos. They came in trailers loaded with brand new motorcycles. All of a sudden, remember when they told all of them to pack out of Lagos? Did you believe that number that you saw? They came with motorcycles and they were doing Okada business. Some observant people wondered aloud, how did they get all these their shiny brand new motorbikes? Who paid for them? I'm not saying anything, but remember, a certain group of people were giving millions of naira, billions of naira. Okay, but who bought these motorcycles for these people? And the thing is, when these things happen in Nigeria, we claim that we don't know. We don't talk. Do you know what it means for you to equip up to thousands of people with motorcycles? Is it something that is hidden? Is it something that is it one or two people? These are thousands of people, and you say you don't know where they are. Now, who paid for them? Who sent them down south? And who conceived, camped, housed, and fed them? They asked, when you hear that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu organized ESN and train them, a lot of you will start making noise. How come Army will use their aircraft to go looking for ESN camp? How many times have you taken your helicopter to go and look for the places where these people were trained? Thousands of people that came in through trailers. Each trailer, you know how many people were in each trailer that came? Do you know hundreds of people per trailer? And the ones that we saw are the ones that were caught because some government officials were there. How about the ones that they just roger the policeman and they keep going? Whenever they get to a police station, they close their tarpaulin and then they roger the. What will give somebody the boldness to be traveling with an open truck covered with tarpaulin, knowing that they will never uncover them? You think they have not sent message to everybody on the roadblock? They must have a signal that once you see them without signal, they don't touch them. But anyway, they asked, is this not part of a Grand Boko Haram agenda? Not a few suspected them as injected sleeper cells in our urban areas. People didn't understand. Do you understand sleeper cells, how they operate? No, they don't gather and be in one place. Everybody is somewhere. But when they need to gather them together, they gather them together and they embark on their operations. But you don't see them. They are sleeping, waiting for the time when you call them to action. There are sleeper cells in urban areas ready and programmed to press their weapons into action to cause pandemonium, injure and kill in order to dominate and take over local space. Our governors, they went about their activities in politics and stealing without distraction. Yet the number of these invading troops, they kept on increasing. They kept on swelling. We were telling our governors, do something, oh, do something, oh. They say we should shut up our mouth. They say we should shut up our mouth. When I complain about Enugu State, they say, Chidi, because you lost an election, go and sit down. Burus is working. Even when the Enugu State governor got intelligence reports about the attack in the state, and he called for help, nobody answered him. And these people came and slaughtered people in Okpabinimbu. Nothing was done. I still tell me there's no agenda. Phase 6, physical occupation, injection into forest reserves. So they did that with Okada, and then they pushed them into forest reserves. Under the pretext of cow herding, they started full-scale occupation of forest reserves, importing their families from across all Fulani nations of West Africa, building their signature straw huts all around and constructing their traditional organs of administration. They brought their wives, their children, and their armory of AK-47 and ammunition. Still, at this point in time, governors grumbled, but they wanted a second term in office, so they just pretended that they didn't know what was happening. Even Governor Ugwuanyi, who complained and cried, he later came on NTA and said he didn't say anything. No, me, I not talk anything. No, shame on him. Shame on all of our governors. These people, they had very good strategy, but they had poor tactics. Very, very poor tactics. That's what they had. But you know, there was a reason why that had to happen. There was a reason it had to happen. Because when you're doing what you're doing, you think that you are God. No, you're not God, though. God deliberately allows these things to happen for the sake of saving his people. Those people who conceived and implemented this takeover strategy, they failed to take risk management into their project plan. They injected these peasants, equipped them with guns, but you equip them with guns, you send them out to destroy people, but you forgot one thing. What did you forget? You forgot, what did you forget? You forgot to sustain them with regular allowance. That was where they failed. You just put them into the bush, you just spread them, but you did not plan for their sustenance. You didn't plan for their sustenance. So, prematurely and before full implementation of mass space occupation, these warriors poured into highways. Now, they found this more lucrative than any allowance that you would have wanted to give to them. So what happened? Let me get some water, please. These people that you sent out into the the space to occupy space, when they couldn't sustain themselves, they poured into the highways. They started to rob passengers. Thank you very much. They started to rob passengers and they started to do a lot of funny things. Sorry about that. They started kidnapping, started robbing passengers for survival. Now they found this thing very, very lucrative. They had now acquired enormous power because once they started robbing people, then they graduated to taking them. Then they started getting more money. And when they got more money, they bought more arms. You see how all that was working? And now they found this, they have now acquired enormous power. They've been introduced to lucrative human trade and they become blackmail entrepreneurs. the kidnapping business became the most lucrative business. And that is a fallout from the strategy that was employed by the initial planners of this whole thing. And the thing has even turned around to begin to hunt them that planned it. Some of them, with the power of their guns, also moved to seize ancestral land, and since body no be wood, they added raping of farmers, wives, and daughters into their whole plan. Finally, people suddenly came alive. They started to pay attention, and now they started complaining. Abuja ignored the complaint. Local political leaders, including governors and legislators, they stayed mute. All of them, they want second coming. Traditional rulers, I watched Ooni of Ife the other day talking. He made a lot of sense in his speech, because they are the ones, those ones that live. A lot of traditional rulers, they don't live in the village. For where? A lot of them live in Lagos, and they are the traditional ruler of their village. A lot of them live in Abuja, and they are the traditional ruler, Eze, Oba, chief, emir of whatever, of their village. But they live, some of them even live abroad. What are you telling me? I know a lot of kings who live abroad, and they are administering their village. But the ones who live in the village, they are not finding it easy at all. And Ooni of Ife says that all of you leave us and run away, and we are the ones that have to face these angry and hungry youths. But the traditional rulers, they cringed and they froze up. But some social political leaders, they raised alarms. People like Omoyele Sowore, they kept on shouting and agitating. People like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they kept shouting and agitating. But a lot of us did not listen to what they were saying. We protested. We called for a revolution. You lock us up. We did answers. You kill us. Where are we today? The presidency finally, through a Yoruba minion, my dear friend Femi Adesina, came out and he won. He says ancestral attachment. I beg, what are you talking about ancestral attachment to your land? You can only have ancestral attachment to when you are alive. If you're dead, how does the attachment matter? These were the direct words of Femi Adesina. So what was his advice? He warned that if you want to live, you better give up your homeland and stay alive. This was in Vanguard of July 15, 2018. Go and check it. We're telling you facts here, courtesy of this young man who wrote this beautiful piece. But now it is too late, too little. You have to admire Chinua Achebe for his creative metaphors, even when you don't. His sentiment is very creative. Achebe captured our carelessness in this saying. Achebe said that people say that if you find water rising up to your ankle, that is the time to do something about it. You see that the flood is coming and it has reached your ankle, or you're walking into water and it's at your ankle. That is the time for you to begin to plan what to do about the water. Do you understand? Not when it is around your neck. Well, the water has gone up beyond our neck. Before some of our leaders woke up to do something, it was too late. It had gone up to our nostrils. The water has gone up to our nostrils. Right now, I don't even know where it is, as we appear to be drowning. That's what the writer says. And I'm beginning to conclude now. Of the 1,123 Fulani cells inserted deep into Yoruba forest, this writer has this to say, that on May 25, 2019, Yoruba Council of Elders sounded a loud, disturbing, and chilling bugle to the Yoruba nation. They revealed that 1,123 Fulani sleeper cells had been identified by a University of Ife investigation group that was commissioned sequel to the kidnap of Professor Yinka Adegbeyingbe of the University of Ife by Fulani herdsmen. You remember that story? When they did their research, they discovered that 1,123 Fulani sleeper cells had been identified around. If you guys stop, I don't know who's making that noise. Do you guys understand? Now, Fulani structures, these are Fulani, security force lines created by organized Fulani structures inserted into the Yoruba homeland by forces unidentified yet. Why do you keep saying they are unidentified? Yet suspected to be highly structured, financed, and organized at very high level. You see, the thing that causes confusion for me is Nigeria has all its intelligence agencies, and yet you want to pretend or you want to convince me that you do not know how these Fulani sleeper cells are trained, how they are financed, how they are equipped. You do not know. How can you convince me that you do not know? That sounds very laughable. Very, very laughable. And so, what did they do? These Fulani cells, they are distributed in groups of at least 15 to 20, complete with women, arms, and other appetances of long-term occupation. And they are now strategically positioned in reserves created by Chief Obafemi Awolowo for agricultural development, aka Western Nigerian Development Corporation. This person is from the western part of Nigeria. That's why he's using these examples that he is used to. This is the same thing that is happening simultaneously in the eastern part of Nigeria, in the middle belt part of Nigeria, in the Niger Delta region part of Nigeria. This is what is happening as we speak right now. Now, the reports suggested by this research is that this research suggested options to begin preparations to strengthen the home base, evaluate scope, assess risk, design strategies, and craft appropriate tactics to respond to the new security threat. Political leadership, especially governors of the southwest states, were given this report. Did you hear that? They were given this report, yet they continued in their state of relaxed slumber, in insulated dream of safety, with security votes safe in their personal accounts in reliable banks. In a statement by retired Colonel Agbede, key leader of this assignment, on behalf of the council, as Yoruba elders and leaders in our own right, we owe it a duty to speak up. This is what they wrote. There are 1,123 cells belonging to armed herdsmen located across Yoruba nation. So many months ago, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will speak, and he will vomit unprintable words against the Yoruba nation, people's head will scatter. People did not like him. I even came here and I was pleading. I said, hi, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, cool down now. He refused. He said he knew what he was saying. Because we have a proverb that where a small child is crying and pointing, go and look there. Go and look very, very well. There is something of very great importance to him in that place. Most likely maybe his father or his mother, but something very, very important to him. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was screaming about the invasion of the Yoruba forest, I don't think he meant hatred towards Yoruba people, but he meant to expose them to what was going on. And true to the fact, so many years down the line, we are seeing it clearly after this investigation that these sleeper cells are operating in forests of Western Nigeria. Now, they say that these cells are well organized and they appear to network with each other, as the cells may not be known except that there has been increase in their organizational skills. When governors ignored the people's complaints and following consistent Fulani aggression, some communities consulted their age-old pantheons and took local action. Now, in September 20, Shango 2018, thunder at Ijare, the Shango Olukoso action within their limited capacity and without support from the state or local government. Some communities tried to defend their territories, 36 cows and all of that. He wrote about all of these things. The dreadful hill known as Okeawa was located in the outskirts of Sleepy. He's trying to say that they employed local power to kill cows in that place. Now, let's move forward. All these were precursors to the establishment of Amotekun. Finally, they ended up with an Amotekun, an outfit the federal government insisted must not operate without the police and must never carry weapons. The question left to ask is Amotekun up to this task? If not, what else? Surely the Ijare model may not work universally across the huge landscape of Oduduwa, especially against sophisticated weaponry, or will the Igboho template hold for long? Think about this. This is from Francis Ojo. And there ends our reading of this beautifully written um, um, passage by this man, Francis Ojo. And it begs the question, have we woken up to what is going on in our land? Are we still doubting Thomas Sis? Are we still thinking that this new Chief of Army Staff is here to save us? Are we still oblivious of the Fulani agenda which is going on in our land? If you're one of those people who have not woken up, may I please beg you to wake up. With the state of insecurity in our land, this is not a time to be politically correct anymore. And that is why in the coming days, you're going to see a lot of action on ground. I'm telling you this. It's not going to be business as before. Enough is enough. All the things that have been started to try to oppose this march to annihilate a people, to conquer a people, to dominate a people, all those efforts are just being strengthened, and they will be shown to manifest in a different manner in the days to come. Like I told you, tomorrow we're going to be having a meeting with the president of the American veterans who are living in American veterans who have served the U.S. Army, both as serving military officers or retired military officers, but all of them, they belong to this group, and they have something very, very serious. They have something very important that they want to, a message that they have told me they want to pass to the civilian governors of the Southeast, to tell them that they are playing with fire. A lot of them don't know what is going on, or they pretend. But sometimes if when somebody is pretending that they don't know, you make sure that it's on record that you told them. So please, this is the flyer. 7 p.m. Biafra time, 2 p.m. Eastern time, US, Canada, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, too. So please join me as I interview Chief Sylvester Onya, who is the president of AVID. And you know, AVID is American Veterans of Igbo Descent. American Veterans of Igbo Descent. You've just heard me talk to you primarily of someone's perspective of what is going on in Nigeria and how it affects the Western part of the country. Well, a lot of that is also affecting people in the eastern part of Nigeria. And tomorrow you will see how this group of people think that things should be. They think that enough is enough. There's a lot of things. You guys also know that uh, a lot of people are remembering the Biafran genocide between the 30th and the 31st of May. So there's going to be a lot of things happening. There's also a Zoom meeting that will involve a lot of people, including Mazinam Kano, that will be happening on. I'm going to tell you about that. It's the Igbo World Igbo Congress. They're inviting you to a video conference. I was talking with the leader of the group, Chief Professor Ejiofor. I was talking with Professor Ejiofor today, and it's been quite some time that we spoke, and he was excited for us to have that little chit chat. And he told me that it's no longer business as usual, and he told me how concerned his group, the association, was about what is happening in our land, and so he is looking forward to that meeting. I will be in that meeting too to support whatever they are doing. As you all know, my friend Ginger Media with Dele Momodu will be hosting that meeting. So I will be there. Also, I'm asking you to join on Sunday by 2 p.m. Okay, this is mainly for people who are interested in what is going on in the southeast. This is World Igbo Congress, and they will be looking into this thing. You guys know very well that me, I am an unapologetic Igbo man. When I say unapologetic Igbo man, people don't seem to understand what I'm saying. Please excuse me, let me drink water. Okay, thank you. So please, if you're interested in what is going on there, I ask you to also join. So we have one happening on Saturday tomorrow, and then we have one happening on Sunday. There are so many other things here in Toronto. We're gonna have another Zoom meeting to as a tribute to the men and women who lost their lives during the war. And don't forget, don't forget too that these people that lost their lives, they were from both sides of the aisle. Okay, um, everybody, there were good people from all sides. So whenever this is going on, don't feel that it's a one-sided thing. I implore you to join. And like when people go and join a charity marathon, they ask them, who are you doing this for? and the people will say, oh, I am running this for this person or that person. So when you join in this remembrance activities, always know that you do it for somebody. Okay, it doesn't matter, even if you're from Northern Nigeria and you're doing this, on behalf of the people that that were good people, but they were lost in the war. It's still okay. And so the what did they say? Let me just read it out for you. I promised them I was going to advertise this, so please, I try to keep my word. Okay. Um so it says, good day, Biafrans, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom. We bring you greetings from the stable of IPOB, Ontario Province, Canada. Once again, we have been reminded that May 30, 2021 is another day to remember our heroes and heroines who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in a bid to restore our nation, Biafra. We are cordially inviting you to this memorial slated to hold on Zoom on May 30th at 7 p.m. prompt. So we're talking about 7 p.m. for those of you in North America, 7 p.m. Eastern. You'll be able to join the event by clicking on the above, and we hope you will find out time to come and join us. It is by who now? I know it is from my friend Mazi Onyeka. So let me scroll this up. Yeah, is from Mazi Onyeka. So you guys, please, if you are in Canada, make sure you join them. All right? Yes, I promised I was going to advertise it, and I have advertised this. You also know that so many things are happening all over the place, and I am everywhere. I say, Chidi, how do you do that? Yes, so everywhere you find people fighting for freedom. I don't like to be found wanting. That's me. Everywhere you see people fighting for freedom. Somebody just sent me a text and they're asking me, can we do this rally together? If so, can we make a program for the day at Dundas Square? Okay. So there's a June 12th rally. We in the Take It Back movement, we are also planning a June 12th rally. This is much down the road. We will talk about that later. Okay, guys. So today I'm just focusing on this weekend. After this, we'll talk about the rest of Nigeria and the problem today. This weekend, we'll be focusing on Biafra land and what is going on there. But the rest of Nigeria, there's also trouble all over the place. So we will begin to highlight those ones once we come out of the weekend. So, but I'd like to take this special time to thank you, our subscriber who have stayed with us, who have not given up on us, even when you didn't see us. Thank you so much. Please continue to subscribe to our channel and continue to spread our message. And if there's anything you think that we can do to serve you better, please let us know. This is not a one-day sprint. It's not a one-off sprint, as they will say. It's not a 100 meters race. This is a marathon, and we must continue to encourage ourselves until we get to the end. Okay, about my beard, don't worry. This is for the time. Just bear with us. There's a reason why crayfish bends. Okay, that's why I have this beard and I have this look. It is tied to the situation in Nigeria and how we feel right now. So, yeah, it's causing me a lot of issues, but that is also how there are issues all over Nigeria, and this is also a kind of protest. But thank you so much on behalf of Dr. Erica and everyone who helps us to do what we do. My name is Dr. Chidi. I thank you and I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Please take care of yourselves. Bye bye.